Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Look at this. We're back off and running.
We are back at it again.
Everything seems to be working.
Everything's working wonderfully.
I still don't know what I'm doing here anymore.
Well, you know, you're more talent now. You're the talent.
Oh, I'm the talent. Oh, I'm the face.
You're
I'm
the face.
Is what
yeah.
you're saying. Yeah. This is
you got to protect that moneymaker, you know?
This is the famous face of the internet.
It's one of them.
One of them.
I mean, like, when it comes down to it, like, is the internet... do you think the internet's going to age well?
No, the internet has never aged well. What are you talking about?
That's very true. It's very
true. Because I said it. It's true.
Well, hopefully this episode ages well because, folks, you're in for a treat. It is not... It's not often that we're prepared.
Are we even still prepared? Are we prepared right now?
So it's not often that we're prepared. And as you all know, if you've watched the show at any point in your life, you know that this is two guys who try ridiculously hard at really stupid things and fail most of the time. However, we never stop trying.
We never stop trying.
Never stop trying.
Never give up on your dreams, even if it's, you know, a short dream that you can't remember when you wake up. Just keep going. Keep trying. Keep putting yourself out there.
You ever trust anybody that says that they don't dream?
I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say that to me earnestly. So, I mean, I got no dog in that fight.
No dog in the fight. No dog in the fight. I just feel like everybody dreams. You just might not remember it, you know?
Yeah. You know,
like if you wake up too quick, you're like, oh, there's an alarm or something.
I know I was somewhere, but where was I?
You're there half the time.
Probably.
So
yeah.
But anyway, folks, we're not talking about that.
Oh, what are we talking about?
So we say all that to say that we've come up with an idea for this show. That
we came up with.
I mean, you did. So like,
well, I did.
You're the talent.
Someone's got to be on this damn network.
Goddamn right. So we came up with the idea of, you know, people like their basketball.
They do.
You know, people are big fans of the shooty hoops.
Yep.
And come this time of year, people tend to get a little crazy.
Oh yeah.
Little madness.
I start to feel the madness.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Madness out there.
That's right. Now, us being nerds, we don't follow any of that. So instead, we follow you know, grown men who dress as ridiculous things or occupations. And try to out grapple each other.
Yes.
In a wrestling ring, to which, like, when you look at it on paper, it makes absolutely no sense at all.
No, but that's what makes it wonderful.
It is. Like, why is a dentist wrestling?
I don't care.
I mean, they're still doing it with Britt.
Yeah.
Like the gimmick still works. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just like she actually has good teeth, unlike the governor. So, like,
it's true.
You know, some things are tried and true. Other things were one and dones. But we came up with an idea. You came up with the idea that we're gonna, you know, throw our rings in the hat. We're gonna capitalize on the madness. Because, folks, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, you're looking at Gimmick Mania Madness.
Gimmick Mania Madness, brother.
That's right. So, God damn it.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, I am the talent.
Yeah, you are the talent.
Putting me in the corner.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this was an idea that actually came to me after watching a different YouTube channel. I fell in hard on, if you're not familiar, the Dead Meat channel here on
Dead
YouTube.
Meat, okay.
Dead Meat, yep. So they are the horror safe haven for, you know, all things fun and horror movie related type content. They do a podcast as well, and they've done a couple episodes that I've been just binge listening to for over the past couple of months. But they did a horror movie March Madness style bracket where they got all of like these horror movie characters together. They just did like a randomizer for seeding and matchups, and they basically just went through who they thought would win a legitimate fight. And so the premise of this episode, for all of you watching and listening, this is not a popularity contest.
No.
Ted Bergman in the chat. Ted Meat was my nickname.
Ayo.
Thank you for that, Ryan. So yeah, like the objective here is not for it to be a popularity contest.
No.
Yes, we're gonna have characters that are way more popular than others. Some that may have more acclaim, have won more, have been looked at more prestigiously.
Right.
That we are not factoring that in.
That doesn't matter at all.
That does not matter. This is what would happen if, let's say, a zombified Undertaker would have a legitimate wrestling fight, we'll say, with a dentist, or fucking a barber, or an 80s warlord,
or a hockey player, who knows,
or a white guy who's actually Mexican.
Mexican.
Like these are the tough questions that we are trying to answer here tonight. So again, not a popularity contest, not based on accolades, simply based on the gimmick, what they could potentially do, what they could potentially use. Like, for instance, spoilers, you're going to see Adam Bomb tonight.
Right.
But are you going to be seeing Brian Clark? No, you're going to be seeing Adam Bomb, a guy who is radioactive, So
hard to beat.
It's hard to beat. He's got all that radiation flowing off of him. That's going to be taken into consideration.
He's like that fucking guy from the Doom Patrol.
It's just which is a show that I have watched from the sidelines.
Oh, you're a sideline watcher.
Yeah. Christy watches it. I just kind of come through the room and I'm like, oh, there are buttholes.
You get joy out of seeing her having joy. From afar.
Yes, I do. And sometimes up close.
Anyway, folks, so the way that we broke this down here is we broke it down and I don't know much about the shooty hoops, but I know that they have regions in the bracket.
Our regions, yes.
So we broke it down into 4 regions, okay? And we're going to go over that right now. So, like we said, we've got goddamn this fucking thing. Like I said, we're not perfect. So here's our first region here. We've got the golden era. Which obviously we're talking about the 80s, folks.
The 80s. The good old days.
The good old days. So, these are the seeds here. And before we get too far into this, let me tell you how we decided to seed these gentlemen here. First off, to come up with a list, not easy. Okay, there are plenty of contenders to be on here, so we just kind of picked it random, to be honest. So, but the way that we seeded these was we used the help of AI, because it's going to take over anyway. None of this actually matters. And we got lazy, so we just put it in AI. But we did give it some prompts. We weren't just going to have it go all willy-nilly. So there were 4 requirements that listed these seedings, okay? Number 1 was the particular wrestler's in-ring talent. Number 2 was their gimmicks' memorability and impact on the business. Okay. Number 3 was the entertainment value of the performer. And number 4 was any type of title reigns or overall success that they had in the business. So again, none of this is going to actually end up mattering to what we're doing, but just to kind of give us a frame of reference. So number 1 for the golden era, we've got ourselves the Honky Tonk Man, an Elvis impersonator.
Did you need me to go through everybody's background now, or do you want?
No, we'll do that with the matchup.
Okay.
Well, when we're pinning them up. So
yeah.
Then we've got the Brutus, the barber, who's like a cocaine barber, I guess. Is that his gimmick?
I'm not quite sure. Outside of barber, I mean, it could be a little column A, it could be a little column B. He
He's gonna
wore
be
a lot
hard to
of like
beat too.
assless tights,
He
so there was that.
took a hang glider to the face.
Took a hang glider to the face.
So you can't keep him down.
And then he went on to be the booty man. So
more power to him, you know?
I mean, you know what? Brutus had a job.
He had a job to do.
He had a job. He had a job and a good friend.
Fucking A. Then we've got Adrian Adonis at number 3, which is interesting. You know, it doesn't age well, gimmick per se, or at least seen from the perspective that it was portrayed.
Sure.
Then we've got number 4, Akeem the African Dream, personal favorite of mine.
Yeah.
You know, nothing beats a white African guy. Worked out for Dave Matthews.
I was wondering if you were going to make a DMB reference.
Yeah. Number 5, we got the Warlord.
Yep.
Then Mr. Adam Bomb, the Papa Shango.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Adam Bomb, like right at the wire of the golden era, because like golden era's cutoff is like 93, and he debuts, I believe, in 93. So
yeah, and it was interesting, like to try, because I had put in this bracket, and then I had to change some people out because I had them in the wrong era, as we'll get to with the next one.
Oh, okay.
But the Papa Shango at number 7, and then Zeus rounding out at number 8 for the seeds. So, once everything gets put together, the bracket kind of forms itself, and this is what we're looking at here. So we're going to go through the first round, but now we're on to the next one, the new generation era.
Oh, we're going right through this. Okay.
Yeah. So we got the Mountie at number 1. This one I don't understand the ranking of it all.
No. This is perfect. Mountie number 1, Mantar number 2.
Mantar number 2.
Yep. This is how it should be.
Number 3, Waylon Mercy. A guy who, like, if I had to put my money on in the mid-90s, I'm going with Waylon Mercy.
Yeah.
like I thought he was legit going to be a heavyweight champion.
Really?
Absolutely.
I can't even tell you a single Waylon Mercy match.
No?
He
choked out Doink the Clown.
Good. I mean, that's nice. But like Waylon Mercy was a blink and I missed it sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Then we got the governor, Mr. Isaac Yankem.
We
got
mayor. He's a mayor.
Oh, he's a mayor. Sorry.
He's a mayor. Yeah.
Sorry.
He's not that important.
No, not at all. Then we got probably a fan favorite, I would imagine, Duke the Dumpster. A lot of people like the Duke. Then we've got the Goon, which the Goon was my blink and I missed him kind of thing.
I only remember the Goon from the mid-90s WWF card game.
Ah, okay.
And I was just like, there's a guy named the Goon.
The Goon. Yeah.
And like, I was watching wrestling weekly at this point. Just like, wow, I missed a lot, I guess.
Yeah. And then next one we got up is the Max Moon, which is what a story. And this was the one.
Just what a story. What a story indeed.
I totally Gorilla Monsoon that one. And just like, we're just gonna
what a maneuver.
And this was the one that I would have put money on, was in the golden era, but it's not. It is a new generation era wrestler, is the Bastion Booger.
Yeah, Bastion Booger was like that early era Raw.
Yeah.
I want to feel like
horrible. Absolutely terrible. And so that's what this bracket is going to look like here. Now moving on, the Attitude Era. Now this is one where, the gimmicks are going to be a little more down to earth, but
they get a little bit more boring.
Weird. But way more weird.
Yeah. Like
you've got Val Venus, the adult film star.
Yep.
You've got Kurgan, which, depending on which Kurgan we're talking about,
like what the fuck was Kurgan?
He was either a militant giant or a freak show giant. depending on
whatever he was in between.
Right.
Just a giant guy.
You've got Gilbert, who, like, I mean, he's a parody gimmick, but at the same time, like, if you're looking at what the man was, like, he was an escaped insane asylum person who they they threw out to get killed. Then there's Meat, which I think we have to take the name at face value.
Big Boss Man once hit him in the dick with the nightstick.
That's true. Right in the meat.
Pinned him.
Then you've got Draws, guy that pukes. That's his gimmick.
Pukes and does tattoos.
Pukes and does tattoos. This one's interesting. The Tiger Ali Singh, who is like the Arabian Prince type of gimmick. Then there's Beaver Cleavage.
Which you could have gone with Mosh or Thrasher, but we went with Beaver Cleavage, which I think is the better play.
It's such the better play. Which I technically think his gimmick would be a 1950s.
Yeah, he was Leave It to Beaver.
Right, but like he's an adult. Yeah. So he's like an
adult with an incestuous relationship potentially with his valet?
Potentially.
Which we don't do on this show.
No, which we'll get to the next one. There's a specific character we went the other way with that, which we will talk about. But to round this one out, Naked Midian. Which, God bless the man. He needed a paycheck. And he was willing to go out there. He was willing to go out there in a fanny pack.
He had a job.
You know, like, what are you supposed to do? And there's the bracket for that round. And here's our last one, the Ruthless Aggression Era. And we've got ourselves probably one of the most controversial gimmicks of all time.
Yep.
Muhammad Hassan. Then we've got probably one of the gimmicks that nostalgia has been the kindest to, which is the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that. Mordecai, I missed. Completely missed.
You and everybody else.
Yep. And then we're talking about the pirate Paul Burchill.
The pirate.
We're not talking about the other Paul Burchill. We're talking about
the sister fucking Paul.
Not
Burchill,
the sister fucking. We don't do that on this fucking show.
No, we don't.
It's in the rules.
Yeah, it's the first rule.
We like pirates.
We don't like incest. Bullshit. Keep that elsewhere.
Off my pro wrestling TV.
Yeah, off my TV.
Off my TV.
Yeah.
Not just my pro wrestling TV.
All of my TV.
All my TV. All right, and then we've got we got the Simon Dean, the workout guy. We've got the white Mexican guy.
White.
Then we've got the superhero in training, Rosie. And the very last one on the list, Kazarni. Which I'm going to chalk up to classic carnival.
No, yeah, that's very much what he was.
Yeah.
And I think he had what was it? There were promos for him. I think he had one match, and then I don't remember shit after that.
No, I don't think he ever made it back after that. So
yeah.
So there is the Ruthless Aggression Era bracket. And folks, when you put it all together, we've got ourselves Gimmick Mania of Madness. Take a look at it, everybody.
Look at it. God, that's great. This is the most produced shit we've ever had. This is great.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Hates me.
We do a hell of a job. We do a hell of a job here.
On the wrong side.
Wrong side of the tracks. So we put this together. So do you want to talk about how this whole thing is going to work?
Yes. So as I was saying before, this is not a popularity contest. I want everybody to know that, because I guarantee we're going to pick some people in this, and somebody in the chat is going to be like, no, that's BS. Like, this guy would totally ruin and beat this guy. Listen, this is a fake hypothetical for fun bracket tournament. Okay. So let's just all be chill, be cool, kick back, have a laugh. But yes, we will be going through match by match and discussing who we think would legitimately win based on their gimmicks, if those gimmicks were real life people, and also they have the ability to use any accessories, any sort of part of their gimmick. So, you know, hypothetically, like if the Undertaker were in this, like he could steal your soul, you know,
I
or
guess,
something like that. Yeah,
or
you know,
or rise to the heavens,
or rise to the heavens, you know. Um, so yeah, if they have any like subtext, we can use that as well. Bergman saying in the chat, well, good news is you can run this back next year with WCW and TNA gimmicks you left on the
well,
dude,
yeah, with
we can go
longevity.
deep.
We're going
Yeah,
longevity, Bergman. Like,
yeah.
we want this to be an annual thing. We want everybody
Oh
to be
yeah.
involved, you
Yeah.
know?
Next year, WCW is
WCW.
high on the list. Trust me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And the other thing I
Yeah.
wanted to point out too is one thing that we are going to take in consideration is that if there has been a precedent set, so much like our friend Bergman here, if there has been a law that has been put into place, like if in pop culture, there is something that is known as like a garbage man has beaten a hockey man. Like, we have to take that into consideration
Yeah.
if, those two were to meet
Mhm.
at any point in this tournament. So, that's something that, we're going to rely on you all as well. We want to
Mhm.
hear your arguments of who would win.
Yeah.
Because who are we
Yeah.
besides the best show on the internet?
Best show on the internet.
Besides the only goddamn people that will bring you content like that. So
Mhm.
so please like and subscribe. You know, we're not
Get on
asking
it.
much. Get on it. Come
Yeah.
on. It's going to be a multi-part thing. So make sure that you're on board
Yeah,
so
we're
that we
definitely
can.
gonna be doing this next week for
Oh,
sure.
oh yeah. I mean, we're
Yeah,
20
yeah,
minutes.
we're
We
we're
haven't
already
even
we're already
started.
almost 30 minutes in. We haven't even done match 1.
All right. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's
Mhm.
get right
What do we
off the
got for
bat.
match number 1?
So match number 1 here, we're going to come up to the bracket and, we're going right here. We're going right into the golden era and we've got ourselves the Honky Tonk Man. Oh, hold on. Like I said, folks, it's not going to be perfect. But we got ourselves the Honky Tonk Man going against Zeus.
Yes, and Zeus, for those who may not be aware,
Mm,
was the character from the movie No Holds Barred that they
wonderful film.
brought into the WWF at the
Mhm.
time, to be a rival to Hulk Hogan, very
That's
much
right.
as he was in the movie. So basically, the Zeus you see on screen is the same exact Zeus you see in the film No Holds Barred.
Same dude.
Same dude, same exact dude. And then the
Yep.
Honky Tonk Man, you got your your fucking Nashville style Elvis impersonator,
Elvis
country music
impersonator.
star.
Yeah.
Loves to complain, loves to bullshit.
Right.
Weird dude.
But yeah, and like you have to take in consideration. I mean, like I said, we're not really taking in consideration that he's the longest or formerly longest reigning intercontinental champion. Did he get beat?
Right.
The record's beat, right?
Oh, the record's been beat.
Record's been beat, right?
Yeah.
So like, and the thing of it too is like you really have like for the gimmick. So he's an Elvis impersonator,
Yeah.
essentially,
Essentially.
right? So Las Vegas performer, real sleazeball
Yep.
in gimmick and real life. And then you've got it, but then like the Zeus character is just a dumb guy, a dumb meathead guy, right? He doesn't really have any powers per se,
I mean,
right?
like nothing supernatural. Like that's a
Right.
powerful dude.
Well, no, he's got strength, right?
Yeah.
But like it, like if I'm if we're D&D rolling for Zeus, we've got a
Right.
-5 intelligence, right? You got
I wouldn't say a -5 intelligence. I would say
Mm.
maybe like a 0 to a -1. But like homie is definitely stacked on strength.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Here's the thing for me.
mhm.
I think it goes longer than you would expect.
Okay.
But I feel like Zeus wins this one.
You're going Zeus.
Like
On it.
like handedly. Like I feel like
Okay.
Honky gets up to his old conniving tricks. I feel like he
Sure.
hits him with a guitar
Right.
shot. I feel like that
Okay.
doesn't even phase Zeus.
Well, no, the guitar is not going to do anything to Zeus, but
Yeah.
but I think like the one thing, if Honky's going to survive this
Mhm.
one, right? He's got to use his like kind of more cunning, like trickery, his
Mhm.
fuckery, you know,
Yeah.
his carny nature of it all.
He's a carny motherfucker.
So almost like a Ted DiBiase, I feel like he could pay Zeus off, or like con
Mm,
him into like a record deal or something to
no.
where he might be able to escape the fight.
No, I don't I mean, like, literally the whole point of No Holds Barred, though,
Mhm.
like, the whole entry point for Zeus was he was competing on a contest called the Battle of the Tough Guys,
Right.
and he just came out and beat the shit out of dudes. Like, he's not interested in some record deal. He's not interested in some fucking guy trying to pay him off. Like,
Mhm.
he's interested in just being a big, nasty motherfucker. And I feel like that gives him the upper hand here. Because, yeah, like, Honky Tonk Man could be a lot like Ted DiBiase, but, like, he's basically Ted DiBiase without the fucking
About the cash flow,
talent.
really.
Well, talent and cash
Well,
flow.
I mean, right. I mean,
Right. You know? So I feel like Honky doesn't have anybody backing him up, even when he's
mhm.
got Jimmy Hart, because I feel like Jimmy Hart's just like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here, baby."
I mean, he
Um,
ain't do I mean, he might try to recruit Zeus. You never
he
know.
might or oh, wait, Bergman says Bergman makes a fair point, hear me out. Honky hits him with the car,
He might long
which
yeah, he's got that Cadillac.
I don't listen, man, again, Zeus is a big, nasty motherfucker. I
Mhm.
feel like he with that card, he gets right back up and just fucking smashes
You
it.
think okay, so you think he fucking Roddy Piper's the car shot?
I think he Roddy Piper's the car shot, and I think he
Wow.
busts through the windshield,
Goldberg
and he
style.
gets him out of there. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just punctures the
But he actually
veins.
breaks the window.
You know what? I think you convinced me. I think
Okay.
that, you know, I feel pretty confident that, you know, when push comes to shove, you know, I think we gotta move old Zeus
I
on
think we move him along.
to the next round. Now, if you in the chat feel differently, please let us know. And you know, nothing set in stone here, folks. You know, we can
No,
gimmick
our
things
word
around.
is law.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got ourselves our first upset of the tournament. I feel. Um, with that being said, we are on to the next matchup,
Mhm.
which is an interesting one as well. We got ourselves Akeem, the African Dream, versus
Mm.
the Warlord.
The Warlord. And then for those unaware, you've got Akeem the African Dream, who was a character portrayed by wrestler One Man Gang in the late 1980s. He was portrayed as a stereotypical African tribesman, though his portrayal was criticized for its racial insensitivity. And then
You
you had the
don't
Warlord.
say.
Then you had the Warlord, powerhouse wrestler, um, through the 80s and into the
Mhm.
90s, massive physique, um, former member of the Powers of Pain. Are we doing Powers of Pain Warlord or like Warlord
Well,
staff metal half
I
mask?
feel like you have to go with a Warlord, like
You have to go,
regardless, because
okay.
it is the gimmick. It is the gimmick of a Warlord.
Well, I don't know like which era. So like, oh, we're leaning. So I guess we're leaning more towards like Hasbro figure
Oh, totally. 100%.
Warlord staff and okay, so
Yes,
okay,
yes, yes.
okay. Um, hmm, this is an interesting one.
The thing is, he is a Jive Soul Bro.
Here's a Jive Soul Bro. Oh, I got a cat back there.
Yeah, you do.
He is a
Um,
Jive Soul Bro.
right. Which counts for a lot, you
It,
know.
it does. I mean,
You
he's
know,
got that going for him.
he's got like I don't know if you remember the original promos for Akeem.
Yes,
He does have a supernatural power.
he does.
He does. He can make fire explode out of a cauldron.
It's so fucking dumb. Do we take into consideration anything from his past?
As the one-man gang?
Because, like, and like maybe this was something I missed. Like, was the one-man gang reformed into Akeem? Or was it just like one-man gang has been washed, now we have Akeem? Because they did that a lot.
I feel like the one-man gang at the bar one night, you know, went over to the jukebox and he put on Toto. And he was so touched by Africa that he went and joined the Peace Corps.
I can tell you the exact thing that happened.
Okay, please do.
In September 88, one-man gang's manager Slick announced that gang was reborn as African and planned to embrace his roots. So the argument could be made that this is a transitional character from the one-man gang. So he's got that street level tough guy ability.
Right. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Listen,
so
a lot of people have gangs with multiple members.
Right.
This is a gang with one dude.
He
was enough gang for an entire crew. So
he is in fact a one-man gang. Yes,
he is in fact a one-man gang. So we have to take that in consideration. The warlord, though, is a warlord and just a mountain of a dude. So I feel like this could be an equal matchup.
It's a and that's why I think like the 4 or 5 seed here is very accurate.
Okay,
to the situation.
What do we take into consideration here? Like, what are the things to take into consideration for each character?
So if you're a warlord, right, you have leadership qualities.
You do have leadership qualities. Well, do you have leadership qualities, or do you rule out of fear?
I mean, more or less that. Like,
yeah,
they're usually not great for the most part. I mean, I don't know them all personally, but he's one man.
He is one man.
Okay. Bergman's got a case here. He says that has to be warlord. Numerous warlords have land claims over actual African nations, crushing the African dream. Fuck.
I think Bergman may have just solidified that.
We did say if a precedent has been set.
And
for goddamn sake.
That is not a good precedent.
I mean, I didn't say that'd be a great one.
Yeah, that's not great.
But yeah.
Also, a thing to note: Slick at both times of these gimmicks, Slick was their manager.
Oh, he's playing both sides.
When it was Akeem the African Dream, he was managed by, and I think One Man Gang was also managed by Slick.
Well, yeah.
Like Slick literally managed both of these guys through their transition.
What a guy!
What a guy! I mean, that's a fucking businessman. But I think the precedent was set. Do we go with warlord?
I think we have to. I think the precedent has been set. So goddamn, folks,
I think too. So. Okay, we said, the characters as they were in their era. With Slick being the manager for both men in their respective eras, I feel like Slick goes with the guy who would have the more gains in the end. Right. And I feel like that would also be Warlord.
I would agree. Yeah. As much as I love Akeem, and I was really pulling for Akeem. The precedent had been set.
We go with Warlord on this.
We're gonna go with Warlord on it. Bergman, thank you, sir. Like the insight was.
Thank you for that unfortunate fact. Which. All
right. We are on to the next matchup, which we have here. we've got Adrian Adonis versus one Adam Bomb.
Oh yeah. Adrian Adonis, for those who may have forgotten, the flamboyant and controversial wrestler known for his androgynous appearance and provocative antics. He wrestled primarily in the 80s and was part of tag teams like the East-West Connection. Adam Bomb, wrestler in the 90s, known for his imposing style and explosive his imposing size and explosive style. Often wore a radiation suit to the ring and was portrayed as a nuclear disaster survivor.
So one thing we didn't get to talk about last week on the show was the Fallout TV show is coming.
Yes, this is true.
You know, and I consider you, sir, a Fallout expert, master of the trade.
I'm a fan. You know, also I will say that I did just get back into Fallout 76, and much better experience thus far.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. Much better experience thus far. But yes, I would say that I'm a big Fallout fan.
Let's see. Bergman says in the chat here, this is the truest worst outcome when you say presence matter and you only have a lawyer friend.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yep.
It's fair indeed. This one, honestly, like, I don't think this is much of a matchup. Like,
I don't think it is either.
Like, I think that, like, just in general, a nuclear disaster survivor, like, you can't compete.
He's radioactive.
He's radioactive. Like, you're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
So
I mean, all he's got to do is like put you in a sleeper hold.
He's like a goddamn
and just get all that radiation on you, and then you get radiation poisoning.
He's one of them kimono dragons. Like, he'll just bite you and wait.
Okay.
You know about the kimono dragon?
No.
Oh, so their bite is deadly. So they'll like stalk a bison, right?
Sure.
And if they bite the bison's gonna die. Like, like their mouths are so full of bacteria that they're gonna get an infection and die. There's literally nothing they can do about it. So they'll bite like a bison and they'll just wait and wait and wait for the the poison to take over, as it were. And that's what I think Adam Bomb is doing. I think he's biting Adrian Adonis.
I mean, look at Adrian Adonis, known for his brawling style at one point. I feel like could give a good fight when he needed to. But I feel like at this time, he's a little bit too focused on his looks. He's a little bit too focused on his flowers. And I feel like Adam Bomb just fucking hits him with that meltdown. Yeah, the radiation, fucking Oppenheimer and shit. Just fucking... Well, no, because I think he was like born on 3 Mile Island or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, like, without question, we got ourselves moving on to the next round. We got one Adam Bomb.
Mr. Adam Bomb.
Mr. Adam Bomb, who's moving on. So, all right, we are down to our next and the final one for the first round of the Golden Age. This one is going to be real interesting because you've got Brother Brudeye, the barber.
Brutus, the fucking barber.
Versus goddamn Papa Shango.
And this is only Papa Shango. This isn't Godfather.
It's not the Godfather.
This isn't Kama.
It's not Kama Mustafa.
This is the man who cursed the Ultimate Warrior and missed his cue at WrestleMania versus Brutus, like
the fucking barber. Yeah.
Does Papa Shango just get stabbed?
Well, that's the real question. Like, so you've got a man with hedge clippers, right? Like,
literally comes down to the ring with hedge clippers.
Like, he comes down armed, ready to go.
We have to assume he's well versed with a blade.
Totally. He's like that guy in The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh,
I mean, he lost that fight. Actually, that was a bad example.
Unfortunately, I didn't know enough to fact check you on that one.
But so you've got a guy who may be good with a blade,
right?
Versus a man who knows voodoo.
Yes.
So if there's one thing that I've learned from Disney, okay, is that you don't fuck with the Shadow Man. Okay. Like, if there's a guy who's into voodoo, and like, folks, watch Scooby-Doo. Like, you don't fuck with the voodoo man.
So, but okay, like how? Because here's what I'm thinking to that is like, how long would it take Papa Shango to actually like throw out a curse?
To throw out a curse?
Yeah, because it's not like he can like do one backstage. Because like, no, the rules are like the fight doesn't start until it happens until like they both get in the ring.
Till they both get in the ring, right? Right. Yeah. So like, well, I mean, it depends because like even if you're even if you're vast with a blade, right? I feel like the Papa Shango can do like a rain dance or whatever they do.
It's okay if you don't know, you know. It's
I mean, okay. I don't.
It's okay to not know.
I don't ever claim to know. I don't ever claim to know. I feel like the man, like what's in a voodoo doll? Like the closest thing I've ever gotten was that fucking donut shop, and they were stale as shit.
Oh, then
you're not good. They were bad experience.
You got to come out to us.
Well, I mean, the one we've got's by the fucking theme park. So like,
oh, that's no, that's
it's not the real thing. It's not the real thing.
We'll get you the real thing.
Oh, I'll get the real thing.
Get the real fucking thing.
So, what do you think?
I don't know, man. Like this one's tough for me because I feel like with Papa Shango, there's a lot of prep work that needs to be involved.
Okay.
Like he's got to make sure he's got the right ingredients.
He's got to give like a sacrifice to Joe Boo.
Yeah, he's. I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, I feel like Papa Shango's prep time takes too long.
Can't do it with a KFC bucket of chicken.
Yeah, no. So like he's got to find a live chicken. He's got to get all this stuff. I mean, he could come down to the ring with it all in like a sack.
Sure, like Jake the Snake.
Yeah, just like Jake the Snake. He's just like it all out. But I think ultimately,
Willy Wonka's that shit right in the ring.
I don't know, man. I think I would honestly go with Brutus.
Really? Because going with the barber.
I think he has. He's got the least amount of prep time needed. I feel like he can get the jump on Papa Shango.
I mean, he's on cocaine.
He is on cocaine.
That's the gimmick. That's the the gimmick is 80s rocker cocaine barber.
Yeah,
that's the gimmick.
So he's got the strength, he's got the energy, and he's got the blades. I don't know. I feel like if it were a different type of matchup, Papa Shango could get it. But again, I feel like he's got to work in the background a lot. He's got to be backstage setting things up.
Okay.
But match don't start until the bell rings.
And you know the brother's playing bridge. Like he's not doing the prep work like he's supposed to.
No.
So see, I would have put dollars to donuts. Not voodoo donuts, but like dollars to donuts that we would be putting Papa Shango through on this one. But and let Bergman, has a precedent been set in history with the voodoo man and a barber? You have to let us know about that one. But if not, God damn it, we ain't pushing through Brother
Brutus the fucking barber beefcake.
Brutus the fucking barber beefcake.
Give him his rightful spot.
I mean, he's got it at the gimmick table, brother. Like, you know, that's
okay. So Bergman got some facts and figures for us. He says the average time for a voodoo spell to take place is that it depends.
You heard it here
See,
first.
you don't know, so it's very unpredictable. You can't be certain. I think the Booty Man gets the jump on him.
I have not been convinced otherwise.
Yeah, I think the Booty Man gets a jump on him. So, okay, that is round 1.
Round 1
for the golden era. Do we want to jump to another bracket or
the
another
thing
side?
is, so we've got essentially 15 minutes left. I feel like we could go through the golden bracket in that amount of time, but I don't think we can get through the first round of all the other brackets in that time.
Let's just go through another first round.
Just keep going.
Yeah. The jump into the new generation.
The new generation. Okay.
Yeah. We'll just do the first round of the new generation, and then we'll
call it.
Yeah. Then we'll come back next week and finish up the rest.
Finish up the rest of the first round of the bracket, and then we'll have to come back again probably because once we get down to the second round,
it's gonna fly by.
It should fly by. Like we don't need everyone's fucking bios.
Yeah, and then like we don't need to fucking reiterate every little detail.
No, I don't think so. All right, so
go back and watch the previous episode. Folks.
That's right. So now we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on now to the new generation era. Here, this one we're still in the kind of the era of the quirky gimmicks, but we're going more professional. Like these are more like
characters. These are occupations.
The occupational gimmick reigns supreme in this era. So let me just kind of get settled in here. We are going with our opening bout, which is going to pit our number 1 seed against. Oh, hold on. Sorry, folks, we're doing this live. Oh, for fuck's sake! You know why you gotta do that to me? But we got the Mountie, folks. The Mountie is our number 1 seed, and
I love the description that we were given for the Mountie: a Canadian-themed wrestler. Known for his Royal Canadian Mounted Police uniform and electric cattle prod, he portrayed an arrogant law enforcement character who often boasted about his Canadian heritage.
Right on.
That was the Mountie.
The Mountie. And I dare to say, he is going up against probably another, I wouldn't say fan favorite, but like I enjoy him, which is the Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger, who was known for his unkempt appearance and unhygienic persona. He would enter the ring wearing dirty and torn clothing, often disgusting audiences with his behavior and antics.
Right.
This is an interesting one.
It is interesting.
Have they ever actually wrestled before? Let's see if that's actually ever a thing.
Oh, that is a good thing to take in consideration too. Like we haven't really been keeping track of like people's actual encounters because these are all from the same era, so there is a chance, that they had met before inside the squared circle.
I don't have anything immediately coming up for the Mountie versus Bastion Booger, but I got Bastion Booger versus Rick Martel.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Pretty close. Kind of similar.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like this is going to the Mountie.
The thing is, like, Bastion Booger never won.
He never won.
And when you think about, like, when people think about Bastion Booger, right? Mm-hmm. There's literally one thing they think of, and that is the Survivor Series match with all the doinks. Cause he was in that, and that's it. Like nobody thinks anything else of Bastion Booger ever, besides that one match because he came down to the ring eating a whole goddamn turkey.
I just remember.
That's it.
I just remember the one time he was booked to be in the Royal Rumble, but he never came out.
Right.
Never came out.
No.
Yeah, I feel like the Mountie is grossed out by him.
Right. Of course.
And really appalled.
Sure.
And like maybe Bastion Booger could get like the upper hand for a minute.
Right.
Bergman says the Mountie has access to guns, so yeah. He does have a horse.
I mean,
he does have a cattle prod.
That's true.
Which I think he just hits him with the cattle prod.
I mean, that seems like the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
For the end here. So I think this is very much an open and shut case. You know, we've got ourselves the Mountie.
Yeah, the Mountie is also like capable, you know.
It's good hand in the ring.
I mean, shit, like he fucking knocked out Dynamite Kid, didn't he? With the fucking roll of quarters in his hand?
Oh,
Wasn't it him?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sucker punched him. What a fucking shit show that was. Yeah, I think that easily goes to the Mountie.
I think it goes to the Mountie as well. All right. So next up, we've got, now this one, you know, the thing is, like, when you come across some of these gimmicks, like, they are so memorable for being so fucking horrible that they almost, like, people almost remember them fondly. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so we've got Dr. Isaac Yankem, DDS, as it were, going up against Duke the Dumpster Drozy. Both, which I feel like nostalgia has treated very kindly.
Ooh.
Not in a great way.
Not a great way.
But not in a bad way either.
Like, I mean,
everyone knows the Duke was awful.
The Duke was awful.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And, you know, luckily for Mr. Yankem, he went on to do other things.
He did go on to do other things, but we're not basing this matchup on other things.
No, we're not basing it on a demon from hell.
Right now. Not a demon from hell. But, okay. I don't know how this will play into this contest, given the era. But I believe Duke the Dumpster did admit that he was on crack when he did that gimmick battle royal at like WrestleMania 17.
Okay.
Let me look that up real quick, just because I want to fact check that. Duke the Dumpster Drozy on crack. He may have also been battling a drug addiction, so I don't want to, you know, like,
say
anything on him.
Sure.
I feel like that doesn't take in that does not go into this.
No.
But you got a garbage man versus a dentist fighting each other.
That's true.
See, I really wanted for Isaac Yankem to go up against the Goon.
Oh, that would have been
that. I feel like that is a very
it's
interesting matchup. But here's the thing: if you're telling me a garbage man is going up against a dentist, I mean, granted, they're both big dudes,
right? Well, that's the thing. Like, are we taking like their actual physical attributes into consideration?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you have to, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to.
It's like, because like, listen, I know some garbage men.
Yeah.
And I know some doctors. Technically, like, the dentist isn't a doctor, you know.
Yeah.
And like, oh wait, so Bergman's got
Bergman's got a great take here.
He got a great take here.
So real fight. The mayor has access. The mayor has access to gas, blades, drills, etc. Garbage man has the ability to get any weapon left in the trash. Bit of a dealer's choice.
Bit of a dealer's choice is true.
So, I mean,
the thing is, like, the point that I was going to make is like, so I know some trash people, right?
I mean, I know some trash people,
and I know some doctors too. Like, so like, if you think about like Dr. Drew is a doctor, sort of, and he's jacked to shit. And like, if he was
going to be built people, like, it'd be.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, there's also some brick house garbage men. But we're not talking about either of these people. We're talking about Duke the Dumpster Drozy.
Duke the Dumpster and Isaac Yankem.
And Isaac goddamn Yankem.
I feel okay. Here's my take.
Okay, he's got a take.
Given the time, given the era, given the occupations.
Occupations are very important.
If you tell me straight up who would win in a fight, a dentist versus a garbage man, I'm going to go with the garbage man.
You're going with the garbage man.
I'm going to go with the garbage man. If you're telling me Isaac Yankem versus Duke the Dumpster Drozy, I feel like I still go with Duke.
Do you really go with Duke?
I go with Duke because he's got the access to all of those weapons that is just left in the trash. He's got to have, listen, it's an upper body business. I'm talking about being a garbage man, not being a wrestler. Only both upper body businesses. But like, I feel like he has the ability to roll with the environment more so than Isaac Yankem.
I think Blakely K makes a great point in the chat here. Says dentists are a kind of evil.
And he was an evil dentist, so like we know this.
Yeah, and you've got your friendly neighborhood garbage man.
Was he friendly though?
I mean, it's fine. It's harmless.
Was he managed by Slick?
See, I think I've got to go with the dentist. I gotta go with Mr. Yankem on this. So we're at a split decision here.
I mean, all right, Bergman, you're in the chat. Yeah. Who do you got?
Yeah, so Blakely's going with the dentist.
Blakely's going with Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, Blakely's going with Yankem. Bergman, if you got an opinion.
Bergman, if you got an opinion one or the other, you could solidify this. Duke unbeaten against Isaac and matches not called battle royals.
Ooh.
Does Duke the Dumpster have a legitimate win
have a pinfall victory
over Isaac Yankem?
If that's the case, then goddamn, the precedent has been set. But I need to hear the facts.
What is? Nope, that's. I'm not seeing anything come up. But if there was a legitimate match and Duke beat him.
Yeah, you gotta explain this one, Bergman, because here's the thing. If Duke is unbeaten against Isaac.
That's your precedent.
Is Isaac unbeaten against Duke? Because because it could be like one of those fucking things where like Duke's Survivor Series team won over Yankem's team, but like Duke was eliminated first. Like what are we dealing with here? Like what are we talking about?
Bergman's saying it's like 5 multi-man tags on cage match.
Okay, well Duke's gone over Yankem on 5 multi-man tags.
Yeah.
I can succeed to the Duke.
Okay. So we're going with the Duke.
If that is the case, then my God, the dumpster moves on. Here.
Good for the dumpster, man.
Good for the dumpster. I get
like garbage people.
I mean, they unionize, right?
They do. Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. All right. So we decided.
Yep.
Again, this is why, we can't do the show alone. We need a man of the law to come in and, really tell us I don't know why I put that up. Really tell us common folk of, how
the things in the world truly work,
how the government works, like.
Sure.
So next up, we've got ourselves, this is a very interesting matchup. We got ourselves Lives Are Gonna Be in Waylon Mercy's hands. Going 1-on-1 with the Goon. Because I guess Waylon Mercy technically is like a swamp person. Right?
Not
quite a Skinner.
He is Robert De Niro in Cape Fear.
Right.
That's what that gimmick is. But like maybe also kind of like a swampy. I mean, like a lot of early Bray Wyatt
was
like influenced by Waylon Mercy,
totally.
For sure. I mean, like he even had Waylon the Buzzard as part of his Firefly Funhouse,
right?
Very similar aesthetics too. So I would say that there's a little bit of that in Waylon Mercy, but then he's going up against a rough and tumble hockey player.
He's got himself a stick.
He does got himself a stick. He might have some hockey blades on him. So here you got another guy with blades. You know, could take one off and stab a fool. Maybe. I don't see. Here's the thing too: is I really don't remember much about either of their time in the WWF, like these characters specifically,
right? And that's what we're judging them on.
Like the Goon was enhancement talent. I don't know what like I said, I don't think I've ever seen a Waylon Mercy match.
If you can give it a Google, I really have never looked into it because I just don't care. But like, I legit thought Waylon Mercy was going to be a star. And I do not know what happened to him. I don't know if it was
what about that made you feel like he was going to be a star?
He had a cool tattoo.
I mean, he looked I mean it was Dan Spivey, so of course he looks psychotic.
Right. You know? And he cut a hell of a promo. In-ring work wasn't great, but like it was early 90s WWF, so like the bar was low.
He just needed to squish guys.
Which he did. You know, I'm pretty sure he beat a smoking gun.
Hey, haven't we all?
So I thought the man was going places, but he just kind of disappeared. And I don't really know what happened.
I'm looking for that right now. I'm trying to like pull up his history. Return to the WWF. He adopted the name Waylon Mercy, character based on Robert De Niro's Max Candy and Cape Fear. Okay. According to the synopsis that was given to me, you've got Waylon Mercy, inspired by Robert De Niro, as we've established, portrayed as a laid-back yet sinister Southern gentleman,
right,
with a penchant for mind games, versus a hockey player who was an enforcer and physically intimidated his opponents.
I feel like if I like on paper, I think that the swamp dwelling mind games player would outsmart the hockey player
100%.
And I feel like this one wouldn't take very long for him to like lure him into like a gator trap or some shit. I don't really know. But I feel like the hockey player, you just, rough and tumble, like, oh, we're going to throw hands.
Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit too chaotic. Whereas Waylon Mercy is going to be a little bit more like cold and just sort of be like, he's going to let Lagoon beat himself, essentially.
Yes.
And then he's going to pick at the bones.
Exactly.
And also, so interesting thing to note, as I'm reading up on Dan Spivey, and it says that he retired in 95 due to injuries.
Oh, okay.
After retiring, and this is according to Wikipedia, Spivey briefly attempted to forge a career as a fashion model. This is what the internet's telling me, folks. I got nothing. I'm not making any of this information up. It's being provided to me. And again, according to Wikipedia, oh wait, this is actually from the Steve Austin show. Apparently, when Bray Wyatt was interviewed on the Steve Austin podcast, he had mentioned that Dan Spivey gave him the influence to do the Waylon Mercy character as Bray Wyatt.
Well, there you have it, folks.
So, I think he did tremendously.
I mean, man's a legend.
Man's a legend. So yeah, I think that's going to Waylon.
I think it is.
Easily.
I think it is.
Easily.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Moving on, Waylon Mercy. Now our next matchup. This one is interesting because I thought the seeding on this one was way off base.
Okay.
But you tend to not think so. I think that putting the Mantar at number 2 is awfully. It's like one of those things where you see, and again, guys, I don't know the shooty hoops thing, but like you see like the kids sitting in the auditorium, and then like they go ballistic once like their seating comes up, and then you see like the one team that like everyone's like, oh, that's gonna be like the number one seed, and then like they don't make the tournament, kind of thing. Like that's what I'm feeling happened here with the Mantar, is that like 8 seed at best, and then they get number 2.
Right.
Like I feel like somebody knew somebody. They pulled like a Cool Runnings type of like thing. But the Mantar is going up against the Max Moon.
The Max Moon. And I believe we're saying that this is Paul Diamond Max Moon and
Correct.
not Conan.
Not Conan. Yeah. Correct.
Because because I think Conan didn't last too long.
I think he did it once.
Yeah, I think he did it like once or twice, and that was pretty much it.
And that was it. Yeah.
This is interesting. But I feel like this is not a difficult one.
No.
Like I'm going with Mantar on this.
I've seen Jackass. Okay. And I've seen when they try to fucking fight the bull.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't work out well.
You're fighting a legitimate fucking what the fuck was like
he is a Mantar. He is a half man,
half Minotaur
who
is already
can't get in the ring because my head's too big.
I'm trying to look something up. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just fucking like, why did they not just call him the Minotaur?
Because they wanted to trademark it.
Okay.
So it's the Mantar.
All right. Yeah. You do not beat Mantar in this.
The president has been said. You do not beat the Mantar.
Like Mantar versus Max Moon. You got a fucking beast of a humanoid,
right?
Like what the fuck was Max Moon, anyways?
You're supposed to be like a Power Ranger, right?
I don't know. Like didn't he do the thing where like he came out with a jetpack and like would hit the button and then would jump up to the next step? Like, isn't that the fucking gimmick?
That was another dude that, like, if you blinked, it was over. Like, it did not last at all.
What were they trying to do? Like, were they just trying to sell a toy?
Totally.
God, terrible.
You see, it was like the business model for Rey Mysterio without the talent. It's like, let's create a cool character where we can sell the merchandise and the mask. But like it didn't catch on. It's like if you had all your eggs in the basket, right?
Right.
And your basket was Aldo Montoya. It doesn't. It's not a good basket to be in.
No. Yeah, this character looked fucking dumb. I would not want this toy. It looks like literally every part of this character was phoning it in. I go with Mantar. Mantar just fucking gores him.
Oh, totally.
And then just eats him.
Totally.
Give it to the beast.
So there we go, folks.
Let
rounding out the last of the first round of the new generation bracket.
Lee Cow.
We are going with the Mantar. So there it is.
This is going to be a tough one next week.
Next week is going to be tough. We've got, the first round of the Attitude Era. We've got the first round of the Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yep.
And depending on how far we get at that point, we may not make it. I think like we do one more that's probably going to be the first rounds, and then a third that will be the rest of it, because the rest of it will probably go a lot quickly.
Yeah. We might have put that one in the can because I might be. No, actually, I will be here for the rest of the month.
Okay, perfect. Yes. How about that? Folks, if you like this idea, please let us know. This is a brand new experience that we're trying out here. I had a lot of fun.
This was great.
This was a blast.
We need to do more of this.
We need to do more of this. Like, the thing is, folks, like, there's no wrong answer.
There's no wrong answers.
The only wrong answer that you can give is not buying a shirt over at tpublics.com. Get yourself the shirt of the best show on the internet.
You want a promo?
Please, I mean, they always are.
Got a promo? No, they ain't got a big promo going on right now.
You know, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Brainwreck TV. And
comment.
Comment
on everything. We will respond, just so you know. Yeah,
we sure will. And if you have not yet, follow us on Facebook at Brainwreck TV. We're over on the YouTubes at Brainwreck TV as well. If you're watching over on Facebook. God damn, folks, we hope that you enjoyed this. We hope that you will come back to next week and help us decide, you know, the hard questions that need to be answered, that can only be answered here on Brainwreck Live. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Just watch next week.
Come back.
Yeah.
I might have a different, like, I only own like one wrestling shirt now.
I own a bunch.
So, like, I gotta go to the thrift store and hopefully get a score.
Oh, okay.
And we'll
the last time I was there with you, they had a few.
Yeah, you got a phenomenal shirt.
I got a phenomenal shirt.
So, but that's gonna do it for this week. So, folks, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham,
and this has been your show.
Peace.